I can't wait to be happy. Will the pursuit of happiness backfire or make you flourish? You're listening to episode 2 of On My Way, the mini show sharing with you my happiness insights. We're on our way to the return of happy mind travel. Hey folks, I'm your host Pauline. I hope you enjoy On My Way, where we spend more time to reflect on the topic of happiness besides the practical happiness exercises we tend to have in our regular shows during this short break. Today, I want to step back a little bit and explore with you this big idea, which is, it's the pursuit of happiness worth the effort? Is a really big idea, is a really huge topic. Now, it has been a big trend to pursue happiness now, especially after the positive psychology movement in the past 20 years. And on the other hand, there are also research that reveals to us pursuing happiness could actually make us less happy. So today, I want to walk through this topic with you. In 2011, Dr. Iris Maltz has done a research called Can Seeking Happiness Make People Unhappy? And in her research, she found that when people are encouraged to value happiness, they are less likely to be happy when they're induced to feel positive emotions than those who are not encouraged to value happiness. So it seems like those who overvalue happiness cannot benefit from the pursuit of happiness. There are also research showing that people who are more susceptible to depressive disorders value happiness greatly, and those under immense pressure while valuing happiness to a great extent, to an extreme level, are actually less happy. So here we see evidence hinting us that we should not go for happiness. It seems like a curse. We want something badly, then we will set up that path to failure because we want it so badly. But is that really a curse? Not so fast. To draw a conclusion, happy mind travelers, let's see what's the real problem here. Before we learn how to be happy, we need to know how to approach pursuing happiness. So please slow down a bit with me to see the big picture. Because of the preliminary research that reveals to us we should not go for happiness, and it seems that pursuing happiness actually makes us less happy. So positive psychologists have to take into that because they're in the area of positive psychology. They need to take into the reason of the explanation of that, but not just see on the surface pursuing happiness makes us less happy. And so they've done more research on this area. And research after research tells that it's not pursuing happiness that makes people unhappy. Rather, it's the unrealistic expectations we have for happiness that could make us less happy. So here are a few unrealistic expectations that we might have when we're pursuing happiness. First, when we think that happiness is feeling happy at any time points of our life, if I ask you, are you happy now? Probably you are, but maybe you aren't. We won't be feeling happy at any time points of our life. Is just unrealistic. But if we have this unrealistic expectation that we need to be happy at all times, then we just can't tolerate a second of negative emotions, which could be adaptive. I mean, the negative emotions could be adaptive sometimes because they prepare us for danger or for growth. The second unrealistic expectation is that when we think we are a failure because we are unhappy at this moment, and we think that being happy is so much more important than anything else in life, then we are being unrealistic. Life is full of ups and downs, happy moments, and upsetting events. It's not a happily ever after story for all of us. Trust me. The third unrealistic expectation is when we think that one positive activity or one happiness exercise could make us happy forever. when we have this thinking, then we won't engage in more happiness-boosting activities. We will think, I've done that already. It doesn't work. And I don't enjoy that. Or I've done that. I don't need that anymore. But as we learn from some psychological research, happiness effects start to emerge after 1 month of practice of happiness activities, such as counting blessings or so-called gratitude exercise, so that they become your habits, truly your lifestyle. And the positive effect of one-time events will wear off. It's just the human tendency, is just how things work. Unless we make those happiness activities a habit or incorporate them into our lives, or else, yes, happiness will then be a one-time experience because you view it as just a one-time event. Just think about this. We need to sleep because we need to restore our energy. We will say, I've slept last month and I'm full of energy since then. I don't need any sleep because I slept last month. Likewise, happiness, it's not a one-time experience. There are a lot of emotional garbage and issues we need to deal with regularly to help us sustain happiness. Now, the most important and most common unrealistic expectation of happiness is this one. Of course, the best is saved for last. When we overvalue happiness, then it becomes an obstacle. I like how Dr. Watkins, a positive psychology scholar, cite the idea of happiness from Aristotle and J.S. Mill, that happiness, it's more likely to be the result of pursuing such things as relationships and growth of character, and that a direct pursuit of happiness is doomed to failure. If you make happiness the end goal of yours, you probably won't end up very happy because you would be too caught up with the idea of being happy and forget the how of happiness. It's just like setting any other goals in your life. If you become too preoccupied with winning or attaining that ultimate goal, you forget the many steps you need to take in order to achieve that goal. And we all know that sometimes we just put up a vision board stating our number one goal, and we could just end up looking at it, literally looking at it, and doing nothing at all. Because sometimes our actions are just contradictory to our thoughts or visions. So in order to make things happen, you need to take action. And the best part of all these is actually taking action. Engaging in positive activities that will make us gain enduring happiness. I value happiness and I believe that everyone is possible to be happy. But I don't see happiness as an end goal because I know that it's not an ultimate emotional state that I have to achieve. It's part of a journey. And a journey consists of ups and downs, but not a straight highway to happiness. Now, this is a very important concept and actually a very important episode because I want to let you know that happiness shouldn't be your end goal. We can set our goal to be happy, and when we do that, we need to know that what we can expect from that and the effective ways to achieve that goal, but never make happiness your end goal because it's not a one-time goal. If you think about happiness as a lifestyle, then it would take off the pressure from you to constantly chasing after goals after goals. You won't be stressing yourself out when you brush your teeth, will you? It's a habit, not a goal. So treat happiness and the positive activities that will make you happy a habit, not a goal. So having said that, what's the effective way to approach happiness? Psychologists like Lyubomirsky and Catalino have done a series of research on this topic, and they suggested that we can make the search for happiness a priority, but only when we make it a priority also to engage in particular positive activities that brings us happiness in our everyday lives. Only if we do that, our search for happiness will be successful. So you may ask, what are positive activities? And in psychology, and according to the positive psychologists, positive activities are simple, intentional, and regular practices that are basically the activities that happy people engage in. For example, using your strengths every day in new and different ways, or counting your blessings for some gratitude exercises, or savoring precious moments in your life consciously, or doing mindful exercise. And I think it better be incorporating mindfulness into your life rather than doing specific exercises. Of course, when you start out, mindfulness exercises are a better way for you to get familiar with this technique, but gradually you'll find that being mindful in your everyday life is a better lifestyle to achieve. Or it could simply be showing your kindness to others, doing random acts of kindness every day. And of course, when you genuinely want to engage in these activities because you love the process, but not using them to achieve the unrealistic goal of happily ever after life, then happiness will come naturally. It's just a byproduct of all those positive activities and enjoyable processes that you do every day. The process and the journey matters when it comes to happiness. So you see, pursuing happiness, it's not something that we should not do. It's how we frame seeking happiness and how we treat this process that matters. And to make you better understand this, I find the scenes from Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone really inspiring and really touch on this issue of happiness, goals, and desires. If you haven't seen Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, I strongly recommend you watch it, and even the whole series, because I don't really think it's a children's book, but I don't think we should see it as just a children's book, because there are really a lot of life lessons and life wisdom in there. J.K. Rowling has embodied the morals of life in her story of Harry Potter. I strongly recommend that you watch the whole series. But for this episode, I really want you to focus on two particular scenes from this movie. If you search online, there are a lot of people asking how Harry got the Philosopher's Stone. How did he get it? And actually somebody is really asking, what's the spell behind that mirror? And all that kind of stuff. I just find it so funny. Fans of Harry Potter are really digging into what are the specific spells that makes a stone go into Harry's hands. That's not the point here today. I want to talk about the morals behind these two scenes. So how Harry got the Philosopher's Stone, the stone that could make one mortal or obtain endless wealth from it. From the mirror of Erised, a special mirror which reflects the deepest desires of those who look at it. And another question, why Voldemort, the villain, couldn't get it? Here, I want to quote Harry and Dumbledore's conversation in J.K. Rowling's book, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. So Harry asked Dumbledore, how did I get the stone out of the mirror? And Dumbledore just answered wisely, now I'm glad you asked me that. It was one of my more brilliant ideas in between you and me. That's saying something. You see, only one who wanted to find the stone, find it, but not use it, would be able to get it. Otherwise, they'd just see themselves making gold or drinking elixir of life. So here it is. I hope this will inspire you how to approach happiness before you make seeking happiness a goal. And as you know, there are several psychological research that I have mentioned today, and I put all the links to those articles on our Facebook page at facebook.com/happymindtravel, plus 2 memorable moments of Harry Potter to help you understand the nature of happiness and desires. I hope those will inspire you how to approach happiness before you make seeking happiness the ultimate end goal, and should you be doing that. And of course, please like our show on Facebook to show your support. So I gotta go now, and I will see you next time on my way to the happiness world. If you're already seeing a medical advisor, counselor, or therapist, discuss this show with them. Always consult a professional when you think your situation needs one, and discuss your concerns with them. If you have any questions or feedback on this show, please go ahead and email me at pauline@ourhappymindtravel.com. Happy Mind Travel is on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, and Player FM now. If you want to receive the newest episode every week instantly, then subscribe to this show or add that to your playlist. If you've done so already, then like us on Facebook. Show your support and look for more insightful episodes or resources there. Now give yourself some time to rethink happiness before we travel to another topic next week. Until then, Happy Mind Travelers, take it one day at a time and enjoy to be happy. Love you all and thanks for listening.